Hello and welcome back. This is Madan. Today I am going to show you how we can connect Arduino to our .NET Core MVC web application. So if you already don't know about the Arduino, then it is a very small and inexpensive microcontroller by using which we can control variety of electronic devices. For example, you can control the light of your room, fan, electric motor, or you can even control your refrigerator, microwave, and the list goes on and on. So it is very useful and very powerful open source hardware platform by using which we can prototype any kind of electronic project. Just we need to imagine, and we can achieve that by using Arduino. So today I am going to make a simple home automation project by using which we can turn on and off the LED light by using Arduino and our MVC web application. And Here you can see on the demo that we have created the web interface, and there are a few buttons on the web interface or the website. So whenever the user clicks on those buttons, then the lead light turn on and off. So in this project I am just using the LED light, but in upcoming video I will replace those LED light with actual electric bulb or electric fan. So today I could not do that because I need to do a couple of wirings for that, but we can achieve the same thing. We can connect any electronic devices by using the in the same project that we are building today. So here we are using the two LED lights, and in the LED light you can see there are two legs, and one leg is long and other one is the short. So the long, we should connect long lead to the positive terminal or any digital output pin of the Arduino, and short leg to the ground pin of the Arduino. So here is a small demo that I am wearing or putting those components together, and I have connected long leg of this red lead to the red wire, and other short leg to the black wire, and I'm connecting that black wire to the ground pin of the Arduino, and the red wire which is connected to the long leg of the lead to the pin 5 of the Arduino. And you should exactly connect that long leg of the lead to the positive terminal, otherwise it won't work or it will damage the LED light. So you should be careful in that case. And in this project we're gonna need a couple of things: the Arduino and the USB cable to connect the Arduino to the computer, and four connecting wires, and the two leads. And you can see the circuit diagram or the wiring process in the video. Now let's create our application, and I'm in Visual Studio 2019, and from here we are going to create a new project, new MVC web application based on ASP.NET Core. So ASP.NET Core web application, let's create a next, click on next, and then let's name it device control, and we're going to create a model view controller web application. So let's click on create. It has successfully created our project, and if I run this project at this moment, this is just a simple MVC application based on .NET Core. So it looks like this. Let's close this, and now I'm going to create a one class here. Let's add a new folder here called folder, and then new folder library, and inside the library I'm going to create a class, new class, here a serial port connector .cs, and this class is responsible for writing data to our serial port, that is our Arduino attached to the serial port. So for this I have to save the time, I have already written the code for this class. So let's go over, and this is the code that we want to write in our serial port connector class. So let's copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here, paste the code, and let's bring in the namespace for the serial port, and we need to install the package called install package system.io.port. So let's install this, and it has successfully installed that library from the NuGet package. And now let's remove these unnecessary namespaces. Now in order to connect to the serial port, we need a port name and the baud rate. So here I have given the baud rate is equals 96, which is standard for most of the serial port, and the port name is equals COM3. So when I connect Arduino to my computer, then if I go over to the devices, then we can see Arduino is using port 3. If I disconnect Arduino, that goes. So if I connect Arduino again, then we see that Arduino is using COM3 port. So you can make sure from here. So let's close, and once we have port name and the baud rate, then we can start connection to the serial port. Serial port equal to new serial port, we can pass port name here, baud rate, and then we need to open the connection to the serial port, and then we need to write command to our serial port, and that command goes to the Arduino. So this command is coming through as a parameter to this function, and we are calling this method of the serial port connector class from our home controller. So let's go over to our home controller, and let's make a method here, public public I action result send command, and we are taking two parameters from here, string command and string room number. Now we need to initialize this serial port connector class. So we don't need this logger, so let's remove this logger from here, and let's remove this from here as well, and from here as well. Private serial port connector, serial port connector. Let's bring in the namespace for this class. Now we need to I want to put underscore in front of my private variables. Now in the constructor we need to initialize this underscore serial port equals new serial port connector. Now let's try and catch. So what we do is we now can call the method from the serial port connector class underscore serial port connector dot. We have a method called send, and that needs the command. Now I'm going to concatenate this command and room number and send this through this method parameter. So what I'm gonna do is command plus room number. So if the command is on and if the room number is 1, then this becomes on 1, which will turn on the room number 1 light. And on the success we are going to return OK, and let's send a text of success, SUCC success. And if something bad happens, then we are going to return a bad request failed. Now we can call this endpoint from our browser and send the command to the Arduino device. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. Let's put breakpoint here and see if this works or not, and then let's start our application. and our URL is home controller / send, and we need to pass two parameter, command and room number. So let's go to home, send what, command equal to on, and then room number equal to 1. And let's examine the command, and in the command we have got on and 1. Now this command, we are passing this command to the serial port, writing this command out to the serial port, which in turn goes to our Arduino, because the COM3 belongs to Arduino. Now in the next video we will write the code to receive this command from our .NET Core MVC application to the Arduino, and for that we will be using Arduino IDE. Now we are going to write a code in our Arduino that can receive the command from our MVC application. And in order to write code to the Arduino, you need to download the Arduino IDE, and you can download this free from this URL. And here you can find the different platforms, different Arduino IDE for different platforms, and you can download any one. And I have already downloaded that. So, and let's open the Arduino IDE here, and this is the Arduino IDE, and let's close this. Let's open it from beginning. Arduino. Now let's create a new file here, new. Now we can close this one and maximize this one. So this is the Arduino IDE, and actually it has the two section, setup section and loop section. This loop section goes indefinitely, runs over again and again, and this setup part is for one-time setup. And in order to save time for this, I have already created a code for turning lights on and off by receiving the command from our MVC application, and let's copy that code. So this is a code that can receive a command from our MVC application and send it to the device. So for that we don't need this string.h. Let's remove this. Now I have defined several variables here. String command, this variable stores the command that is coming from our MVC application, and I have defined 3 pin here: room 1 pin, room 2 pin and room 3 pin, and assign the value of 5, 6 and 7. So we are using the digital port number 5, 6 and 7 of the Arduino from here. And inside the setup we need to start the serial port of the Arduino. So I have given serial.begin, and the baud rate is 9600. That should this should match the one that we gave in our MVC application. And now we are sending command, output command to those pins or the lights attached to those pins. So we need to set the pin mode to output. So we are going to set pin mode of the pin number 5 to output, pin number 6 and 7 to output. Inside the loop we are going to read the command coming from our MVC application. So we need to make sure the command is available. So I am doing serial.available is greater than 0 or not. So if it is greater than 0, then we are going to read the command from the serial input of the Arduino. I'm going to remove this, we don't need this here. So command equals serial.read string, and if command equal to on 1, then we are going to digital write. We are going to set the value of a pin number room 1 pin to high, and if command equals on 2, then we are going to write the value of the room 2 pin to high, and same for the room 3 pin. And if command is equals off and the room is 1, then we are going to turn off the room 1 light. That means we are sending the signal, low signal to room 1 pin. And if the command is off for room 2, then we are going to sending low signal or the low command or the off command to the room 2 pin, and so on. So this is the Arduino part. Once we complete writing this code, we can verify by clicking on this. And first of all we need to save this. Let's save this, and we can compile this from here. And if there are any errors, then it will show us those errors here. Once it is done compiling, once it's set done compiling, then we can send our code to the actual device. For that we need to click on this upload button. So let's click on upload, and it is uploading. You can see the status from here, and it has successfully uploaded our code to the Arduino device. Now we need to create a view for our device control application, and for that I am going to use the index view of the home controller. So for this I have already written the code to save the time. So let's copy this code from here and let's paste it here, and our final view would look something like this. So here we will have a smart home label and the time here, and we have a few buttons here: room 1, room 2, room 3, and the corresponding color to indicate whether the light has turned on or not. So if I click on, then this turns green, and our real device real light also turns on, and if I click on this, then it turns off. So this code makes that view that we just saw, and here I have used the row and then the column, and I have used the bootstrap 4 card, and then this is the header card header, and then I have created the span to put this label room 1, room 2, and room 3, and I have used the checkbox, and the checkbox is of type toggle this, and I have used this toggle checkbox from this bootstrap library. So the URL is here, you can download and use it from here, and I have used the CDN from this project. So let's copy this CDN link and put it in our project. Let's first copy the JavaScript link, Control C, and we need to put that in our layout.cshtml. Let's put it here below bootstrap. So this is all set, and then let's copy the CSS link and put it on the layout file. So let's save it here, Control S. And if you need more documentation about this, then you can go to this URL and read more about this. And one more thing is in my input checkbox I have given a data room to 1, and for this data room equal to 2 and data room equal to 3, and for the span as well I have given the same thing here: data room equal to 1, data room equal to 2, and data room equal to 3. And this helps us to identify which button or which checkbox we are clicking. And here I have written the JavaScript code, and when the user clicks on this button, this makes the AJAX call to the server. So to make the AJAX call we are using jQuery, and I have also used the toaster here to show the notification. That means when the user click on this, then you can see a little pop-up here: command completed successfully. So this is a toaster library, and you can, let's bring in the toaster CDN, and you can find the JS CDN here and CSS CDN here. So let's copy the JS CDN. I'm going to copy the minified version, so let's copy this, and then let's put this in our layout.cshtml file. So this is the JavaScript, so let's put it at the bottom of the page: is script src equal to. Now let's bring in the CSS CDN as well. So toaster.min.css, let's copy it, and then let's put it at the top of our page. Link href equal to this, and then rel equal to style sheet. With this we can use toaster in our project. And in order to prevent the duplicate pop-ups coming up, I have set that option to prevent duplicates to true. So this prevents duplicate. That means when I click on the multiple button at the same time, only one message appears, only one notification appears here. And if you set this option to false, then whenever you click any button, then you will see multiple pop-ups here. So you can try with this setting. And then I have bring in the switch component here, dot switch, and then I have attached the change event to that switch component. And I have made this to call to call the our API endpoint, which is send of the home controller by using the ajax call. So from here you can do $.ajax, and we can pass the URL here and command and the room number. So the room number is coming from target.data room number. So whenever the user change the value of the checkbox, then the target becomes that checkbox. And I have done target.data room. That means whichever button, whichever checkbox user clicks on, the room number gets the value of the corresponding data room attribute. So if the user changes the checkbox 1, this checkbox, then room number becomes 1, and for this 2, and for this 3. So we will get the corresponding room number of the checkbox. And I have defined a switch element variable, and use the JavaScript class selector with attribute to select the appropriate switch that user clicks on, and same for the bulb element. And then switch value is, you can read the value of the checkbox by doing target.prop checked. And I have created the command based on the switch value. So if switch value equals true, then command is set to on, otherwise off. And then finally we pass those data to this URL, and we are calling this through the get method. And on success, if switch value, that means if this is true, then what we are going to do is we are going to use the bulb element. The bulb element is this element, and we are going to change the color of this element. So if the switch value is on, true, that means user is turning on the light, then we are going to remove the off class from there and add a on class to that. Initially I have given off class on this span, and when the user clicks turn on, when the user changes the value of the checkbox to true, then this class will be removed and on class will be added here. And finally we are going to send the notification to the user that command has completed successfully. And in case something error happens, then we are going to notify the user about the error. And finally, to display the time, I have called set interval function of the JavaScript, which repeats itself at 1000 milliseconds, that means 1 second, and updates the value of the time element to the corresponding date. So the time element, this one is the time element, and because of this we see the blinking time here. So it changes every second and updates the time. Now let's run our application and check if the view is working correctly or not. So this is the view that now our time is changing here, updating, and we have got the 3 buttons here, but we don't see any bulb icon here. So if I click on, then it works. If I click on off, if I click on, and we see the appropriate notification here. and this is working, except we are not seeing any icon here. So let's fix that. And here, whenever the user turns on the light, I have set the class to on, and whenever the user turns off the light, I have set the class to off, but we have not defined those class yet. So let's go over to the www root folder and then css site.css, and let's define those class here. So on class width equals, let's set to 30 pixels, height to 30 pixels, background color to green, and let's define another class weight to 30 pixels, same as above, height also 30 pixel, background color to red. Now let's test our application. And we see the icon, but the icons are squared, so let's make them rounded. Border radius to 50 pixel, and same for this, border radius to 50 pixel. Let's save this. Let's refresh. So we get the same appearance as of the application that I showed before. So let's click on, it's on, and the icon is also changing, on, off, off. Now at last I will show you the final demo of the application and see if everything is working or not. So after running the demo, we can see from here that our project is running exactly as we expected. So this is it for now, friend. I'll see you soon, and if you like this video, then please subscribe and share. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.